Tampa Bay Buccaneers got a much-needed victory in Week 13, and now they host their division rival, the New Orleans Saints, here in this NFC South matchup. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this game and provide our predictions at the end. Be sure to stay tuned, leave a comment, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, get notified when new videos come out. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's see if we can make that possible. And Ryan, let's get into it.
Let's do
Tampa
it.
Bay, they needed this victory big time. They had gone on a very tough stretch of games, battling a bunch of injuries here. And to be fair to them, like played like Super Bowl teams, if we're being honest, like lost to the Lions, lost to the Patriots, who are really overrated in my opinion. Lost to the Bills, lost to the Rams, and everybody. Ryan's a Patriots fan. If you didn't know that, that's why I'm saying that. So I don't think they're overrated at all. It's just Ryan. But their one win during the stretch before their win today was against the Saints, 23-3 at New Orleans here. And so I'll say it right now, I'm expecting similar stuff as well from them. I think they which went on a really tough stretch of games and even a tough defense day in Arizona. I knew that this would be a tough game for them just defensively because Arizona is a lot better than their record. But I think for New Orleans, what's interesting with this game here is you're kind of watching and prepping to seeing like how are we going to play against Tyler Shough? How are you seeing him develop? What are some of these other pieces here too for the Saints? Is Alvin Kamara going to be healthy? Because that's a big piece of your offense here. And so they lost 21-17 to Miami. I will say, just a side note, totally random, but I love seeing this. 21-17, it's a very common score in a game, so you think it's a couple touchdowns, one field goal. I love looking at these quarter spreads. Like the Saints scored 8 points in the third quarter and then 9 in the fourth. And then Miami scored 5 in the fourth. I don't know why. That cracks me up. Just because that's very unusual for a very usual score. But hard fought game though as well too. And so Ryan, I want to throw it over to you here. What are you looking for like most out of the Saints here in a lot of these games because they're going to be picking top 5 now, being 2-10, maybe even top 3 as well too. See where the season ends. But then if you're Tampa Bay, you're like, how do we keep on surviving? What are some of the key areas for us keep on being successful?
So for the Saints, you kind of touched on it. I think the biggest thing is just going to be what can we build on? What are some of the pieces that we can build on going forward? And for me, like you said, Tyler Shough. I wish Kendre Miller was still healthy. I think that would be a really big piece for them. But Chris Olave, any other receivers that can step up and fill that Rashid Shaheed role. And then from there, is there anything like that you need to go out and target specifically in this draft? So find the players that you can build around and then go figure out what are your biggest needs. Whether that's, rejuvenating this defense with some younger talent or this offensive line, whatever that is. I think that's going to be the biggest things going forward. And then for the Bucs, I mean, you said it, they had a really tough stretch there. They played the Patriots, played the Bills. And then I still think this offense, they're still trying to get healthy. Offensive line-wise, they're still a little banged up. Chris Godwin came back from injury last week, played again today. I think Mike Evans is slated to come back soon.
I still think it's a couple weeks away.
Yeah. But then for me, they're still in the driver's seat in this division. I know Carolina is coming back. They just had a big win over the Rams. Like they're still in the back seat in the division and they're still pushing for a wild card spot. So I think this is just a take care of business game. Get back to the basics. Come in here with a solid game plan. Don't beat yourself, and then try to capitalize on the mistakes that the Saints are going to make. And then from there, you can continue to get healthier. You can continue to build the days, build the weeks, and then you can start making your playoff push from there. So just to kind of talk a little bit about the schedule here for the Bucs coming up. You have the Saints, then you have your Falcons on Thursday Night Football. Then you play the Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. So really, they should beat the Saints. They should beat your Falcons, and they should beat the Dolphins there in Week 17. They have 2 big games, in my opinion, left in the season there with playing the Panthers twice. Now, the Panthers at home and on the road have been 2 very different teams this year, but if you can win just one of those, I think that would if you win those 3 games plus one of the others, that locks up the division for you. And so I think for me, I'm trying to build foundational pieces, try to get healthy to play in those games and try to look at the bigger picture, because they should beat the snot out of the Saints this weekend, just with that pass rush, and that hopefully that offensive line can continue to get healthier. Bucky Irving finally came back this week. So I'm trying to get healthy for that final push into the playoffs if I'm the Bucs.
Yeah, you still got to try. Saints teams have played teams tough
Yeah.
so far this year. This definitely the Saints I think are doing a smart job with their quarterback situation here. Is like they got half a season of film on Spencer Rattler, getting a half season of film on Tyler Shough, who's looked good at times here. And so you still got to go and take care of business, provide a lot of pressure to him. Want to guard Chris Olave. That's the main option, especially then too as well if Alvin Kamara's not good to go. But I agree with you though that they're definitely gonna be favored against my Atlanta Falcons on Thursday Night Football. You never know, especially with that rivalry over the past couple of years. But you win this one. Panthers being on a bye this week, have an opportunity to get a half game back. If they end up losing, they're tied with Carolina going into this final 4-game stretch. And actually, I want to double check here what would end up happening here. I think the division go to the conference. Carolina would take the lead, actually, I believe, if Tampa Bay loses this game, because both teams would be 2-1 in the division, but the conference, Tampa Bay Buccaneers conference record would go to 5-4, while the Panthers would be 5-3. So big, just maintain control. I think kind of what you were saying. If I'm Tampa Bay, just don't beat yourselves. Stay
Yeah.
smooth. Try and get more consistent in the passing game as well too, and have some more options. Just trying to get as healthy as possible. Looks like Jalen McMillan's going to try and come back here sometime over these next couple of weeks here, as he's getting closer to return sooner than Mike Evans is, because I think that's one of the things that's been struggling with the Buccaneers game, just injury in the receiving room. Teams are starting to figure out Emeka
Yeah.
Ibuka. Tez Johnson can only do so much. Jordan Shepard can only do so much. It's good having Bucky Irving back. So it's possible that they're going to be getting healthy at the right time. So with this game, I still think as well too, being at home, going to go with Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one. Don't want to overthink it too much. I think they just take care of business, take care of the ball. They should go and win this game.
Yeah, they're the much better team. And Baker, I was a little worried about his left shoulder, but I do think he looked fine today. So I see no reason to be worried about that
Yeah.
further.
I forgot. I saw an interview like they were talking, "Oh, is your left shoulder okay?" Like, I mean, last time you had something like this, it was in Cleveland and you fought through it. And he's like, "Oh, in Cleveland it was way worse. I think he dislocated the shoulder, like the full tear of like of the tendons in there as well too. Like he was fighting through so much, and this was, I think, just more of a little strain, a little sprain. So didn't seem to hinder him too much overall. But hey, you never know. It still hurts.
Yeah. So we're both taking the Bucs in this matchup. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the New Orleans Saints? Will it be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? None of that. We'll see you guys next time.